If you don't feel like sitting down to read a 400-page manual on a synth or watching a 52-minute YouTube video on how the synth works, then give this a shot. Now I'm ready. So if you've ever cycled through synth presets, you know that a lot of times there's way too much going on for them to be useful in any given situation. How can you just plug that into a song? Oh, actually that one's okay. You see what I'm talking about? And I think the reason for this is that they designed the presets to show off the wide-ranging capabilities of the synth, and they don't design them to be useful for you. But at the end of the day, only you are gonna know what's useful for you, so it's better if you are the one that makes these. By the end of this video, you're gonna be able to get your ideas down faster, you're gonna know a lot more about your VSTs, and you're gonna have a personalized library of presets that you can call upon anytime you want, so you can stay in the creative zone longer, which, let's be honest, is the most important thing when you're making music. So the whole idea of this method is to open up a synth preset, remove the parameters you don't like, and then tweak things to your taste. Honestly, every single time that I sit down and do this, I learn something new about the synth. It's a really productive way to use your time when you're not really feeling all that creative. So here's how you do it. All right, so the first step is to record in a little progression that you don't mind listening to like 1,000 times in a row. Don't spend too much time on this part, like I always do. Learn from my mistakes. Are we gonna quantize? No, we are not. All right. So let's pull up a. Oh my God. Let's pull up a preset here. Just a random pad. So that's kind of what it sounds like. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go through and simplify the sound and take out a bunch of the stuff going on. Look at all this stuff going on in the matrix. So all you need to do is hold Command and click each of these little bars, and they'll go back to the center and they'll stop modifying the sound so much. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go through all the effects and turn all those off, and then take another listen. Okay, so that's a little bit better. So a few things jump out at me right away. One of them is the jumping filter sound, which the Matrix took care of. The second one is that really resonant sound in the pad that I don't like, and it's coming from the filter. So what we need to do is see if we can adjust the resonance on the filter, and then if not, just change the filter altogether to see if we can make it something a little bit more pleasant. Let's just try a normal low pass filter. Okay, cool, that's better. So now let's try to fix that rumbly sound that I hear. It's kind of in the low mids. I think it's coming from the noise oscillator here. So let's get rid of that. You see, that's the other thing I don't like about the synth too, is that the envelope closes at a weird time. So I'm gonna try to figure out how I can extend the release or do something that will make it sound a little bit better. More linear, maybe. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now that's closer to something that I would actually use in a real song. So now what you can do at this point is go back to the effects and add them back in as you please. So once we've simplified the sound and we understand what's happening with it, now we can go back and add different things. So if we wanted to add in a little delay or maybe a filter, the flanger that they had in the phaser, which is totally up to you. You can make the sound more complex if you want to, but it's also been simplified so that you can actually use it in a given scenario if you want to. When you're happy with the sound and you want to go save it, what I recommend you do, especially if you're in Ableton, is save it as an instrument rack so that you can search for it inside of Ableton instead of having to open up a specific synth for a specific sound that you might not even remember that you made. The other thing is, and this is kind of the boring part, but name it something useful, all right? So what I do is I describe the timbre of it or a certain quality of it, and then I also name it something interesting that I can remember it. So in this case, dark pad giraffe clock. I said clock. And that way you don't have just dark pad 1, dark pad 2, dark pad 3, dark pad 4, etc, etc, etc. You actually have something that you can remember it by. All right, it's time for you to go make some stuff. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in the next video.